Hello, it's Diane and welcome to my channel, Diane's Sewing Room. So it's been a little while, I've had a little break because we've been so busy here and been up to all sorts, and recently we've been away, so that's another reason why I haven't been posting. So I'm going to share what I've been making with you recently, a few of my recent makes, and what patterns I've used, what I liked about them, and the fabric choices. Now, a few of these have been work projects, and these are some of the ones that I've kept for myself because I'm allowed to do that sometimes. So I've not shared everything because some of them, as I always say, get sent back, and I just share a selection anyway, so I hope you enjoy this. So let's get started straight away with my first one. Now, I haven't worn this yet because this is quite a going out dress and I really love it. And I love shades of blue. I really like bold colours, bold bright colours, and shades of deep blue are one of my favourites. And I got to work on this one, so I really love this. Now, I must fully disclose that I do this as part of my job, making a lot of these garments that I'm sharing here. I will explain when the ones that I've made are not for work purposes, and I'm not paid for this video. This is a personal video, so full disclosure there, but I have made these projects for work and filmed separately, but that's something completely different. So this first one, now it's a NewLook dress and it's 6594, so it's this one, and it's a really pretty shape. Now I also love the fabric, like I said, because it's blue. Isn't that gorgeous? It's called Polymorphic Prism. I will leave the details below where all the fabric's from. And it's got pleats going into the bust here, a V-neck, so the shoulders come down to the front with gathers here, and it's got quite a ruffle sleeve detail. That's really nice. The central panel going up into a V like this, and then a flared skirt, and it comes below the knee. Now it's a really pretty shape, so I would really recommend that pattern. So as you can see, there are different variations that you can do on this one. So you can do the different shaped sleeves, you can do the different lengths, you can do it with buttons down the front. So I think that's a really brilliant choice for the summer. So I'm going to pop that one up here and move on to the next one. Now here we have more blue. Now I have worn this one a couple of times already, and this is really a recent favourite. Now this one, and I'll show you again in a moment, is Simplicity 8872, and with this one it's the cover version with the trim here. So I really like the trim details. I'm not usually one for embellishing things with trim and things like that. I usually use other fabrics, buttons to make things stand out and so on. Sometimes I've done a different colour bias binding or detail around the collar in a different colour, and as you've seen, I've done patchwork sort of sweaters before, mixing up the fabrics. So trim is not something I would usually go for, but having made this dress, I think I will be using it again in the future because I do want to make this dress again, and I'm also thinking I might adapt it and make a top. So that's not on the pattern, but I will show you when I do that because I've already got in mind what fabric and what kind of trim and what kind of things I want to do with that. So that will be something to watch for. And as I said, I'm going to make it as a top because I really like the overall style and the trim details. So as you can see, it's got the trim round here and a cord at the front which you tie, going into this vent at the front. And then the sleeves are full and elasticated. It's got darts and it pleats into the waist, but then it's tiered. So you've got the panel here and then a deep tier at the bottom. So it's a really lovely, pretty shape. And as I said, I've worn that already. I find it really comfortable, but it looks really nice. So another one to watch out for. Now, I recently made this, but I've already bundled it up ready to send back, but it did come out stunning, and I made it a full maxi length, but I made the cover version, but I made a full maxi length of it. Again, tiers here, so a lot of work in gathering up your tiers, and the top of the tier is folded over, so the pleat is very visible on the outside, so all the pleats along the tiers really stand out, and it's a really lovely feature. If I remember, I will stick a photograph in here of this one because it came out so well. And again, that is not for me. I made that in a larger size, and that one's going to be sent back as a sample. But I would recommend this Simplicity 9265, a stunning tiered dress. So that's another recent make. Now, my most recent is a pair of wide leg trousers. So it's the Vogue, Easy Vogue. I've added an extra detail to this though, because I've put an extra panel behind the fly on this, because I always think that looks really nice and finishes off your trousers beautifully. So I made the version B. So it's this version, and they are really wide legs, so I'll show you these now. And these have been made up in a crepe. So it's a heavy crepe. So you've got the button fly to the front. As I said, I've added a panel behind the zip, so it's got that nice finish. You've got 2 buttons here and this yoke waistband. They've got pockets in the side, and the legs are really wide, as you can see. A very wide leg finish, and again I will try and remember to pop a photograph in so you can get the full benefit of what these actually look like on. They are a really good weight. So this is a triple crepe. Again, the fabric is from Minerva, and it's beautiful, and it comes in all different colours as well. So I really love those, and I wasn't sure about the wide leg on me, but then I tried them on and I had my sneakers on with them, and I think they look brilliant. And I think with a white top they would also look really good with a blouse and heels to go out in. But as I don't go out that often, I wanted it to be something that I could wear sort of semi-casual in the day with some trainers or some sneakers, and be comfortable and actually get some wear out of them rather than be stuck in the wardrobe, because they are so small. So that's my next make. Now, recently, well, I say recently, it was probably a couple of months ago, I shared a beautiful long dress with you that I did for a sample that had to go back, but I did have fabric left. Now, I haven't made it up, but I pulled it out of the cupboard yesterday, and it was this one. It was this jersey in this beautiful Inky Grove fabric. So if you watch my videos or you've watched them in the past, you may have seen this dress. And I loved it, but like I said, it has gone back, and I have got some fabric to make it again in a different fabric. But with work and holidays and everything, I've not done that yet. But what I am going to do with the amount that I've got left, and I have got enough left to do this, is I'm going to make myself a top with this. So I do have a blouse in this design in a different fabric that I made. But this, more of a casual t-shirt, so I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do short sleeves or long sleeves. I think I will do long sleeves to get the most out of this fabric, because I've got enough left to make long sleeves. I just haven't decided on the neckline and the style yet, whether I want to do a deep V or a round neck or something completely different. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Now, as I said, we have been away. So just recently we've been away in our caravan, finally having to cancel 2 holidays recently because of the awful rain. We keep having loads of rain here in the UK at the moment, even though it's supposed to be spring, edging towards summer. But we're having all this awful weather. So we decided we're going to go anyway. But we drove there in the rain. We had 2 days of full rain. Finally, it was nice on the Sunday. We managed to get out and have a beautiful day in Bristol. And Bristol in the UK is absolutely beautiful if you've never been. I really loved it. And then it rained solidly all night, solidly all the next day. And then our site where we had our caravan, inside the awning, if you're not a camper, this is something that goes on the side of your caravan to double your space. All the ground sheet in there was flooded under about a couple of inches of water. My husband had to go and get some pallets from the owners, and we had to walk over those to get out, to get to the toilets, and we had to pass our dogs in to be dried individually, and it's only a small caravan. So as you can imagine, we were miserable at this point. So I know a lot of people say, oh, it's all the fun of camping, but when you're in a small space with 3 dogs and one of them is ill, as I've mentioned before, Bonnie's got a spinal problem and we have to carry her around a lot anyway, it was really difficult. And the next morning, just completely everything out there, sort of underwater, everything's soggy. So we decided we were going to pack up and come back early, which is disappointment because this is the 3rd time this year that weather has ruined our plans. So the owners come and spoke to us and said they'd help us move onto another site, because it wasn't their fault, onto another pitch, on their site. The one that we were on just so happened, we'd gone into sort of a ditch when the water had started to come down and it had just all sort of pooled in one place. So they were really kind, but we'd sort of made our mind up at that point and the weather still looked grim. So while my husband was packing up, it did start to brighten a little and we decided we were going to give it a go and stay. So they were very kind and they helped us sort of move our caravan along without taking all of the awning off. We had some helpers and we undid most of it and somebody held the bars and we moved along. And then after that, the weather did cheer up. We had a few more showers, but it cheered up for the rest of the week. So we then added on another night to make up for our terrible start. And we had a really good time. So there's a lesson in there somewhere. But yeah, so that's what we've been up to. And we stayed just outside Weston-super-Mare, a place called Bamwell in Somerset. And we had a few day trips out to different places. We went to Wells Cathedral. Wells, smallest city, is a beautiful place. Also, little village of Axbridge, we went there. We went to Clevedon, also very beautiful, lovely pier, lovely little shopping, nice little independent shops area. Just have a browsing. I'm not a big shopper, but I do like to have a little look around, especially in the charity shops. So that's what we've done this past week or so. And also, another awful thing happened is my other little dog, who's the older one, so I've got 3 altogether, Bonnie's brother. I came back from my mum's after we came back the other day off holiday and I had to go on my bike because my car's also off the road. I'm in loads of trouble with that. I came back, got in the house and my other older dog, Bonnie's brother, had a stroke. So we had to take him to the vets, very upset. I thought that was it because I thought a dog having a stroke, that would be the end. He was flipping over, he couldn't stand up, he kept falling over. And the vet's given him an injection. He said he's going to be okay. Hopefully they all recover from this. And it's quite a common thing in his age. And we're going back soon. We're going back today to see the vet. But he's walking around. He's a bit wobbly. We have to keep an eye on him. He can't be near steps on his own. But he seems to be more himself. So hopefully he's going to be okay. So there was that as well. So quite a few things going on. So that's personal stuff. I'm going to leave you with that for now. I feel like I'm having a moan. Don't want to do that. And I'm going to show you my quilt. So it's not finished because I did put it aside for a while because I've not decided on the border of it yet. But all the panels are now sewn together. So I will do a proper reveal on the bed when it's got the backing and the border all round it. So I've stitched them all together, look. And I'm really happy with how the colours all work. I tried to intersperse the ones with bits of yellow in here and there so that I've not got too many of the same together. And I'm really looking forward now to finishing that off. So while we're out today, excuse me wafting it in front of the camera, I'm going to try and have a look in our little local shop here. We have a little local fabric shop. For some border for it, so I need to pick out one of those colours or maybe a non too fussy print for it, and also buy the wadding for the back. And when it's all completely done and wadded and bordered and the backing sewn on, I will put it on the bed and I will give you a proper reveal of that, because it has been sort of sat here for a while now, just sort of folded up ready to go, but I've not made a decision on what I'm going to border it in. So that's why it's not complete. That last bit I don't think it's going to take me very long. The making of the panels was the big time eater. And now I think it's going to be a pretty quick job finishing it off. So if you've stuck with me this long, thank you. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this kind of thing. I will try and post more regularly now and hopefully things will settle down here. And I hope to be back soon. Bye for now.